Hey guys, so in the beginning of a short tutorial, well, I'll try and make it as short as possible. Probably will end up being quite long, but yeah, it'll be simple. So first of all, we're gonna head over to bot commands, and we're gonna type exclamation mark new. At some point, it will move over to a slash command, but it hasn't moved over yet, but it will soon. So be patient. We'll do exclamation mark new, and then it will create basically an account creation ticket down here. You then want to react with the exclamation mark, the tick mark. We then want to put in a username of sorts. It could be just your Discord username. No special characters though, just A to Z, 1 to 9, so nothing too fancy. Preferably over 3 characters as well, just to make things a bit easier. You'll be then asked for your email. So basically, just you need to put a real one in because it's going to send you basically a code to make sure you're not just spamming accounts and stuff. It's just a bit of verification on our end to make sure you're a legitimate person and not a bot. It will then send you an email. So we need to check our emails. Lucky enough, I have them up here. As you can see, it basically sends an email from no reply at wumpus.host. Don't trust any emails from any other domain, basically, other than wumpus.host. As long as it has a domain wumpus.host, you're probably going to be fine. We want to copy this auth code that it sends us. And we just want to minimize this. I wouldn't shut it just yet because it will email us our username and password shortly. So you want to put that code into chat. It will then verify the email address. Then it will ask if you agree to the TOS, which you will have to go into information and read. It is here. Basically just a normal TOS, just saying that we store your email address and things like that. We don't sell any data, we don't do anything like that, so nothing really to worry about. It's more just to back us because we do keep the information and we have to have a TOS if we do keep the information. So we're going to click yes through to that. It will then create an account and create a server. Once it does that, you'll get access to all the client channels as well, which is nice. So yeah, if you read this here, it says setup complete. You'll find login details via email and just a little brief summary of what to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to our emails. Here we go. We'll get 3 emails normally, which is your login, your basically an email saying your account's been created, and an email saying that a server's been created. So we can click on the login and begin using, which will take us to a login page, which is fine. We will then go over to our account details and just copy basically everything over, and yeah, we can get started. So now we copied everything over, we're logged in. As you can see, we've got our server here, a little reminder down here, just to say be active on Discord essentially. We ask people to be active in Discord because at the end of the day we're offering something for free, and the only thing we expect back is a couple messages a day just to keep the Discord active. Really, kind of gives me a reason to provide something if you give a little something back. So yeah, we've got our server now. What we want to start off doing is go over to the file manager tab. We then want to minimize all this and find our bot files, which are here. Very nice, very simple. You just want to open it up and you see we've got all our files here. Simple. So this is for a Node.js bot. It'll be roughly the same for Python, things like that. But for Node.js, you want to press send to and then just press on compress zip file. It will then compress the files and you'll get a compressed zip file. Give me a second about this. There we go. So there we go. It's over here. So now you've got your zip file. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go back over to here. You can do a simple drag and drop just into the file manager here. Once it's uploaded, it's very small this. You want to go over here and press unarchive. And you can then go ahead and just delete the zip folder. Unless you want to download it, in which case I did for some reason. But you want to go ahead and delete it. Now once you have your code here, you want to move it to essentially the home directory. So you want to move it to the main folder. Just go over here, press this little tick icon, and you can press move, and then // which will move everything to the home directory. Once you do that, we can go back here. We can delete the mybot folder that was from the extraction. Now we have all our files. Now what we want to do first is we want to start the bot. Now this launches into Bash, so this is where you can install all your npm modules or all the node modules. If you're on Python, you can install modules on that as well. There's a script in the Discord. So if I go over to the Discord real quick, we can see that if I go down to the Python tab and look at the pinned messages, there's a little thing here just saying how to install Python modules, because it's a bit different to Node. We had to add some parameters and that, but it's pretty simple, like everything else. So now it's running. As you can see, we don't have a Node modules folder, and on Node.js, that's what it uses essentially. So we're going to go over to console and type in npmi, which just does the install process for Node. This is if you have like basically a package.json, things like that, just to say what modules it needs to be installed and that. So as you can see here, this has basically all the modules. If you don't have that and you just want to install Discord.js, you can do npmi then discord.js, which will do the same thing. But we're just going to run npmi. This will now go and install all the modules. It may complain, this is fine, just ignore it. It'll be fine with it. This will go ahead and install all the modules. It should be pretty quick depending on what it's doing. There you go. So that's done. 117 packages. Nice, simple, it's installed. Now we can then do npm. Well, we don't need to do it, but you can do npm audit fix just to, if there's any issues, which sometimes tells you what they are, and then you can go and fix them. Maybe be a security issue or something like that. But then we can go node dot. Now node dot will work as long as you have like your main file set in like a package.json, things like that. If you don't, then just do node and then your file name for your bot. But you can do node dot. Oh, this just says it's missing node events. This is a great error actually. So the bot I have here is Discord.js v13, which requires Node.js v16. So if you need that, you want to go to the startup tab, you want to go down here, and you want to select Node.js 16. Same if you have Python, you just want to select one of the Python scripts. If it's a Java bot, one of the Javas. It's very simple. Node.js 16. We'll then want to come over here and then click the restart button. Now you click the restart button because it has to then reinstall the essentially the environment to add support for Node.js 16. This is fine, shouldn't take more than 30 seconds or so. In the meantime, while this is doing that, we can just press kill just to speed things up the reinstall process. If you go over to the Discord quickly, we can see that we have announcements channels where I just announce certain things, whether it be a movie night or something similar. We do giveaways quite often, which is nice. We have a suggestions channel where people can suggest features on that. We slowly work through these kind of things just to see what people want essentially, and then we can add it, and hopefully people are happy with it. Yeah, we have we have like support channels down here. You can also create a ticket if you want to, if you need additional help. Now, if it's like coding help, we normally tend to basically say ask the community, because at the end of the day, we don't really want to have to constantly be helping people with these issues. If it's specifically a hosting related like issue, then feel free to make a ticket. If it's a coding issue, then we'll probably just redirect you back to the community. That's just because we don't. It's a lot of work for us to do what we do anyway. So having extra work on things on like issues where you can go to other servers. It's like the Discord.js server has a great community that will be there to help you essentially. Anyway, this has been reinstalled now, so we can now do node dot and it should launch fine. There we go. So basically you just want to do npm rebuild. This is just better SQL, being a bit annoying, but it'll normally be fine. It'll just run its install again and it'll probably just complain and then all this, but normally it will reinstall fine. There we go. So now it's running. We can then go over to our bot, which is here, and run a quick ping command. As you can see, it's responded. We have very good ping on our servers. Basically, the servers are chosen specifically for fast connection to Discord, essentially. So they're hosted in the US. They're not hosted in Germany, anywhere like that, because Germany has a bad ping. It's far away from the US, far away from the Discord servers, which is not good. It's not good at all, really. So yeah. So now let's just go through some Discord stuff. So if you need support with anything, you can just do !ticket, which will open a ticket. You can then ask anything here, and someone will eventually get to you, which is always nice, really, to have just someone there. That's our staff are positioned in ways that hopefully like time zone wise, but there's always should be someone that is online, which is a good thing. Um, so, for example, uh, time zone wise, the two management team are in very different time zones, about 6 hours apart, which does help. So there's always someone that's higher up to manage things. So I'm probably 6 hours out from Yaj. Yaj is 6 hours out from J122J, which helps a lot because it means there's always normally someone online, and all the management team have access to the servers. So if anything goes down, they can bring it right up. Talking about anything going down, I mean, our uptime is probably one of the best uptimes for a free host. We probably have had no downtime for like the last 3 months. That's because we unlike other free hosts who over allocate and just ram their servers, we don't do any of that. If anything, we under allocate on our servers just to make sure it runs smoothly. Like for example, people have nodes that will have 32 gigs of RAM, and they will allocate the full 32 gigs to basically servers on that node, and that won't work at all. The system needs RAM, and when you're doing that, the system doesn't have any RAM to use because it's all allocated. That causes crashes, that causes slowdowns. Now we don't do that at all. We under allocate just to make sure that the system has enough room to basically do what it wants, essentially, just so there's no bottleneck. We also see, if we go back to our browser, that we have little usage guys down here. Now CPU is at 400%. That basically is open kind of CPU wise. Obviously if you're abusing that, then we can restrict it down, and we will if you are. But it's useful having a high CPU cap when you're installing modules, and certain processes require, like music for example, can cause a spike. So it's helpful just having that nice high kind of gap really. Now RAM's at 50 meg. Now that's where it starts. We do a lot of giveaways. We do so many giveaways that offer, you know, RAM as a reward, and so you're very unlikely to be stuck with 50 meg. Normally as well, if I'm in a good mood, you can open a ticket if your bot really needs more than 50 mega RAM. I'll normally just up it, just to basically, it's nice to just have you know, more RAM if your bot needs it. Just stops slowdowns. Now a few features here. Now databases, they are supported. Just open a ticket and someone will be able to allocate one of them to you. It's very simple. You can make schedules. So these are just like if you want to restart your bot on it every so often and things like that, you can do that. If you want to add a sub user, just basically create a sub user. You can give them what permissions they want essentially, or you need to give them. Put their email address here. Now they should get an email basically asking them to create a password. If they don't get one, then they can do a password reset. Now, if that still doesn't work, go ahead and open a ticket, basically, and we can generate a password for them. So that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Now backups, you don't have access to any backups here, but I can assure you that they're done daily, securely as well. They're kept off. They're not on the same server, so they're fine. In the event that anything does happen, which it shouldn't, I mean, we've been out for 5 months, no issues. We can restore files. Yeah, they're done every day. So, and we keep them as well, just in case something happens to a server and someone doesn't notice for a couple of days. We can then go back and recover the files, which is nice. Network wise, we have just the host name. This isn't really used. If you do want to like host something to the internet, like an API or something like that, let us know. We can then proxy that connection for you. As long as you have a domain to use, or like a subdomain, we can proxy it into the server. Keeps it nice and secure. Yeah, it's one of the reasons we stay up so long is because we try to keep everything as secure as possible. Stops any leaks, anything like that. Now startup, if you want to put in your startup command, so I can put node dot here, which means anytime you stop or start the server, it will just automatically start up into node dot. That does remove the ability to run the node modules and commands, so like npmi discord.js. But you can always change this back to bash, which will give you basically everything you need. The settings tab, this will be ignored because we have it disabled. But yeah, here's where you can just reinstall if anything goes wrong, or change the server name. We ask you not to change the server name because it makes it easier for us to find a server if you ever need a support. But I mean, it's fine if you do. We're not too mad about it. Here you can see the uptime, just how much RAM you're using, things like that. I guess the more complicated side of it now is that there's the API side. So if you want to build certain things into your bot that include, like, I don't know, server usage, things like that, you want to be able to add that to your bot. I mean, you could probably call them things locally through the Docker, but for now, API keys, you can generate an API key if you need to for anything. That's basically it on this side of things. If you're worried about security, I wouldn't really be. Management team, known them for over 2 years. They're sound people, don't really care about anything. The support team as well, they've been there for a while. They also, no one's out to get you, if you get what I mean. No one's, gonna steal your code, steal your files. No one cares really. Which it's nice to have. Our security wise is pretty secure. We log essentially all activity on a server, or like not on obviously your servers. We don't log any of that, but like whenever you're accessing the panel, we log all of it. Log IP addresses. We do log IP addresses, obviously for security reasons. We ask that nothing illegal is hosted, so obviously no indecent images, no cracked games or anything like that, because it ruins the experience really. At the end of the day, we're offering something for free. It'd be nice, if you didn't just throw it back in our faces, and just be like, oh well, go fuck yourself. But yeah, we have bots here that do certain things. Wumpus.host is our main bot. We can go into bot commands quickly, and here you can do exclamation help and just get all the help you need really. So ticket closes a ticket. You can get the ping. You can get profile, so you can actually set a bio on this bot, which you can link things in and do whatever. So you can see there's no bio currently, but if I did bio, it then asked me to enter a bio, so I could do, I don't know, say if I did, hello, this is my YouTube, and then here I could just put in my YouTube address, youtube.com/PewDiePie. I'm not too sure that is actually a user, but we can go for it like that. We'll do bio set. We can then do profile, and then it goes. This is my YouTube, which will then go to YouTube. Interesting fact: PewDiePie is owned by someone called You. That is quite comedic. But yeah, that's how that works. It's nice and simple. Does the job really. Yeah. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in clients chat, ask them in a ticket. If you want to ask any questions before you create an account, that's fine as well. You can do the ticket command. Anyone can do the ticket command. Yeah. So another thing to cover is if your server's turned off for more than 2 days, it will get suspended. Now that's nothing to worry about as such if it's like an accident or anything like that. So we give you 2 days so you have 2 days it being off, it's then suspended, and then you have 2 days after that to basically contact us. It will create a ticket down here saying that the server's been suspended for inactivity. Now we suspend servers because we need a way to manage essentially how many servers are on our servers. So OPCS server's been off for 2 days, and we know it's not being used. So we'd rather clear it out, which makes room for other people, than just have it laying there doing nothing. Because we don't over allocate any RAM at all. It's literally all allocated perfectly. So instead of us having an issue where we have so many suspended servers and people ask them to be unsuspended, and then we hit over our allocated RAM, we just don't have that. So we just delete servers after 4 days, basically. So you got 2 days of it being offline before it's suspended, and when it's suspended, you got 2 days after that. Now you can contact us through the ticket that it creates, and we can just unsuspend it. It's not a problem. Now if we do suspend it and we do delete your user, which can happen, you can just recreate it if you need to use it again. If you've somehow missed it for 4 days and we delete it, that's also fine. Contact us. We can normally pull the information and get your server files to you from a backup. Things like if you want to get all your details deleted, that's fine as well. You can either email me. My email is jamie@wumpus.host, or you can create a ticket and ping me. That can be done. It'll take probably about an hour, but I can go through, delete any information we have on you. If you want to request that information as well, you can do. Same process really. Either email me or ask in a ticket. The ticket's going to be easier. I can send you all the information we have on you in a zip file, all basically together, nice and simple. But yeah, here you have bot sharing where people can just share their bots and stuff. It's nice. We also have a partner program as well. I think we have about 4 or 5 people in it currently. We tend to partner slightly larger bots, so not like we won't partner, a personal bot that you use maybe 2 servers. We normally partner bots that we see that aren't just copies of other bots, are actually hard work's been put in, hours of dedicated work, and things like that. Bots that just haven't been copied and forked from GitHub, things like that. We truly care about people that actually put work into things, because we know that we put work into things, and we don't necessarily get rewarded a lot, so we like to reward people that do put their time into things, if that makes any sense. I hope it does. So that partners get basically, they can request stuff and we can either approve or deny it. Normally we approve it. So I'll give you a good example. If I can find a good example, that is. So we have Module, for example. Module owns a server where they build bots for people and customize them, and they put a lot of hard work into it. He puts probably hours a week into it. He does it for free as well. They do have obviously paid versions, but most of it's for free. So he has I think he has about maybe 6 or 7 servers that just for him to host the bots, really. Now people, obviously he can request more and we would probably approve it. It's not too much of an issue. We have like certain people here that like have the OG club role. OG club is just, so we used to be called lightbulb.host probably about 6-7 months ago, and that ran for like over a year. That was we wanted to rebrand, so we changed it to Wumpus.host. So people with the OG club role just basically means they've been here since the lightbulb days, which means they're loyal. They show commitment, which is nice. Nice to have loyal people. But yeah. Feel free to join, read the rules, obviously, we have many rules, as you can see. Information, things like this, notices and TOSs we have. Feel free to boost. Currently, we don't have any, like, rewards for boosting. They might come, probably will come soon, but currently we don't. Feel free to leave a review, whether that be through the Discord or through Trustpilot. We accept both. I'll go to our Trustpilot currently, show you what it is. You can just head over to Trustpilot and then just search for the company, essentially. So Wumpus.host, nice and simple. I can spell. There we go. So we're rated 4.3. We have 1 bad review, which I've been trying to sort out and get removed, but it's Trustpilot, it's an issue. Really bad experience. See, this review here is probably just someone. I would go into more info. You can feel free to read our reply to this. It does document it quite heavily there. But yeah, you can tell by the good reviews that we do try. People spend time writing reviews here. Yeah. So thank you guys for watching this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed my voice. Some people say it's soothing. I mean, I don't disagree with them, but it is what it is. Yeah. And yeah. Hope you learned everything. If you didn't learn everything, then create a ticket and ask. We'll probably more than happily be able to answer it for you. And yeah, peace.